Good morning, adventurers! As you can see, the car is packed up and it's time to go. We're leaving Greenbelt Park, where we've been for the past week while doing all of our DC adventures. I'm about to go get gas and figure that out. I have about 3 different routes, but I'm gonna check the weather because we got rained on again and I'm not trying to get rained on the entire trip home. So, let's figure this out. Came to Virginia. So, the first stop that I can make is the visitor center. I'm going to try to find out what all there is to do in Virginia, which is the state for lovers. I got information, which was my primary reason for my stop, but I was also able to get some snacks out because I'm going to be driving for a little bit and use the Wi-Fi that they have here to find one other stop that I want to make along my way to Virginia Beach, Virginia, where I have a really special stop planned. So we're about to hit the road and get on down to a place called Mechanicsville. It never fails. We're on our way to one place and I find some other cool place to go to. And this is no different. This one is the Stonewall Jackson Shrine. Now, it's a National Park Service site, so you can come out here and check it out. It is only a day use area though, so there's no camping. You can only come out and check out the site sometime between dawn and dark. There's some cool signage, so I'm gonna check that out. And then there's a few buildings here too. So I don't know what exactly to expect, but I guess we're about to find out. So it started raining. Yeah, we're always prepared though. So this is actually the Fairfield Plantation. What originally stood has now been reduced down to one building, which became property of the Park Service after being turned over to them by the railroad. So this particular home structure that appears to be a home was actually an office, and we're able to go inside and check it out and find some more information. Now, there are a few other areas on this property where other buildings once stood that are just behind this, but of course, like I said, over time, they were demolished, destroyed, left in disrepair, fell down, and for some magic reason, this one seemed to work out and still be intact enough to be able to be repaired and partially restored.
Since 1828, a small, unassuming building, currently known as the Jackson Death Site, has stood 10 miles south of the city of Fredericksburg, Virginia. The building was once part of Fairfield, a small farm complex owned by John Thornton, later the Chandler family, and worked with enslaved labor. Other buildings that stood within the vicinity of the Jackson Death Site included a farm home, outhouses, a smokehouse, and barns.
After being on the battlefield and actually having to have an arm amputated, Stonewall came here, hoping to be picked up and taken into the city where he could get proper medical attention on the railroad. But what they didn't know was the Union troops had cut off the vein of railroad that came here and left him stranded at the end of the line. Stonewall Jackson passed away, and he did so in this building we were just in. Initially coming in with wounds, he actually came in also with what started as something as simple as a cold and turned into pneumonia. And at the end of just a few short days here, less than a week, he had passed. Now, back in 1864, this next site actually burned to the ground, but it was reconstructed to be a historic spot of remembrance, and it's really probably the most unique historic spot I've been to. It is called the Polegreen Church, and I saw this on a site that I was really excited because it just looked like a piece of art, and then you read about it and it's actually a historic site, so we are gonna go see the Polegreen. All these cars belong to a wedding group. They are finishing up. So we're gonna chill in the parking lot for just a little bit until they are wrapped up, and then we're gonna go check it out. In the meantime, I did pick up the audio tour so I can sit in the car and actually listen to that and have a little bit more knowledge whenever I do go up to the site in a minute.
From the founding of the Virginia colony in 1607 until the end of the American Revolution 170 years later, there was only one recognized religion in the colony. The Anglican Church was the established church. The colonial government built the churches, paid the clergy, and taxed the citizens accordingly. All other religious groups were discouraged, suppressed, and harassed. However, in the late 1730s, a powerful religious movement, which became known as the Great Awakening, took hold of the middle colonies of America, and initially energized by the preaching of George Whitefield, the British Methodist evangelist, and soon followed by a notable number of Presbyterian clergy in the area. For more than a century, the Polegreen Church stood as a monument to the Hanover dissenters and to Samuel Davies and their struggle for religious liberty in the pre-revolutionary America.
Well, I got out there long enough to do a couple pictures, and I was just about starting to do my video part, and another wedding pulled up. It's super popular on weekends for weddings. So if you're coming, try to come during the week. That's my tip to you guys. And now we're off.